Nanga como mi nia praga tekpa. Hey. Hello, 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 hello.
Chopla ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Chopla ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo.
But the last day of our life, the last day, that will be. I tell you, some not 40 years, we agree. The not 40 years, then the member of the president and the pastor will come to one station. Then you give something for our pity. The last day, I made some fire will pity. And the last battle in session here. Nobody was reacting in such a person that until they were beaten. You will do it. You will beat in session. You will beat in one session in session. Pity! I'm very sure. Do you know what you're saying?
You said you would align the top. Mr. Speaker, I want to break and knock out the floor. What is that? When you want to go outside, you cannot be able to go outside, you go be in there. Okay, so now you're going to drop the plate.
The chairman of the order.
So, Representative Yakpaworo Koruba is about to be thrown out of session for illegal dress code. As a matter of fact, as part of the horse's rule order in our administration, the dress code should be formal. Representative Yakpaworo Koruba. So the chairman is coming. The chairman is coming to inspect Representative Yakpaworo Koruba. The chairman is coming to inspect the dress code of Representative Yakpaworo.
Your committee have been called to give us the position as it relates to the dress code. And an observation was raised by one of our colleagues indicating that Honorable Koneba cannot be in session when indeed his attire does not conform with the legislative authorized dress code.
reckless woman, you are criminal woman. Criminal woman, you roll and you can go somewhere, roll and you wait to tell you roll and you look at your peer that play up here. Reckless woman, and you ugly jealous some of what. I was just robbing people, how this for what? Become a legitimate salary from workers instead of increasing or just leaving it at a less, but to have removed it as per their power. We are calling on the legislature. When we say legislature, we mean the lower house and the House of Representatives. As you can see today, the staff here is comprises of the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. So we're giving them 3 days ultimatum. 3 days ultimatum to meet the concerned staff authorities as to how they're going to restore that money and pay it retroactively. Any move other than that, I can promise you that the legislature, none of them will enter here, especially those of them that want to be senator. It is very right that's happening to have seen even the chair at the lower house, House of Representatives, Honorable Thomas Fala, to say you want to be senator for Monserrado when you have committed mayhem on staffer in Monserrado who's supposed to vote for him. You have committed mayhem even on staffer in your office that campaigning for you over 8 months. They cannot get their salary by law, by Civil 7 law. It's very right that's happening. And any staffer under my voice who want to care about for Honorable Thomas Fala who have committed mayhem on you, and you can restore this money, you vote for him, you are cursed. You are cursed on our law, on our traditional law. You are cursed. So we call it on them. The gasoline, the recast budget, the gasoline for staffer to the lower house were being called off. When it came to the Senate restored the staffer gasoline here. What happened to our colleagues down the line who everyone the same work, they cannot get a gasoline, and the Senate have restored the gasoline of their staffer here, and today their distribution going on gasoline. Our colleagues at the lower cannot get gasoline. It is very right this happening. We calling on the legislature leadership to intervene immediately. What happened to the lower house? It will happen to the Senate. What happened to the Senate? It will happen to the lower house. If the Senate staffer getting gasoline, why the lower house staffer cannot get gasoline? So oh, well, me and finance and budget, Jeremiah Kuma answer. These are people over the year feel us on the representative status, and they want to be senator. We will resist them to intellectual death. We want to.
Action might result to some of you losing your job.
There are consequences in advocacy. If our advocacy for our just benefit will be we lost our job, let the job go. Let the job go. Let other people survive. We be advocacy over the year. The issue is not about jobs. You're talking about 600 to 800 plus staff from the boss. Even those that are working with them, all of the documentation being done by them.
One of your light is off, and you know we are live. Okay.
No light off here. Everything on.
It's good. All right.
And I think my background looking better.
Quick to apologize. You know, and I'm not going to shy away from it. Genesis chapter 1, God created heaven and earth, and he looked down upon his creation, and he said it was good. It pleased God. He looked at his creation, he said it was good. Genesis chapter 6, 5 chapters in between, God looked down on the earth and saw the wickedness of man. Genesis chapter 6, verse 6, it says God could regret it. Why he made man? God.
Genesis chapter 6, verse
Genesis
6.
chapter 6.
I'll go there.
Verse 6. Please go there.
Let's go. Be talking.
God Almighty, who knows everything in the future, created the heaven and earth and all that is in it. And he looked on his creation. He said it was good. 5 chapters After Genesis chapter 1, Genesis chapter 6, verse 6, God looked down upon
Genesis chapter 6, verse 6.
Yeah.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
You see here? God, who is God, know everything, the future, everything, got control of everything, can regret why he made man.
You say that to me, what?
Today, I direct didn't regret why I did not make any move to prevent Musa ability from leading Liberty Party. I thought it was unfair to Musa and anybody in Musa's situation to deprive him the right to grow in a party.
Lofa County Senator is on the line. Senator Zago, good morning. It's good to have you. Senator Zago, good morning.
I said, good morning, Karen. Thanks for having me. Thank you very so much for having me.
Thank you, Senator. Are you still in Abuja, by the way?
Indeed, I am in Abuja. As you speak to me, sir, I am driving. However, I'm trying to find a place to park and speak to you. Yeah, but I am in Abuja.
Yeah, please do. Please park, because your safety matters not just to the people of Lofa, but to Liberia in general, because you're a senator and you chair the committee on intelligence and all these kinds of things. My first question, how have you received the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioning of your colleague Spring Johnson, and what is your initial reaction to that statement?
My reaction is not one of the surprise. My reaction is not one of the surprise. Considering the intelligence community, the kind of information that we receive, how things are unfolding. Howbeit, I would also want to suggest that it's done in a way and manner that will be able to sustain our democracy, considering that some actions that should have been taken years back that we didn't, and now we're trying to take them. Some of them had the tendency to undermine the cohesiveness of our society. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen as a result of such an action, and I hope our counterpart, our good friends, will see that and consider all the factors to guide us in the process.
Senator
that is my initial reaction.
Senator Zago, you are not just a senator and a lawyer. You are a very highly intelligent and trained security person. When you say it did not come as a surprise, based on information we have gotten from security community, blah, 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 are you saying you have also been receiving these security information that Senator Johnson was doing some of the things the Treasury Department say he's done?
The world is a global village, and more besides, at the level of the sub-region, I co-chair the Committee on Trade, Custom, and Free Movement. I'm also a member of the Peace, Security, African Peer Review, Rule of Law Committee at the regional level. I'm privileged to receive some information from the Interpol as a member of the International Police Organization.
Okay.
And also graduate of Quantico, Virginia, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And I have served in law enforcement for almost 20 plus years. So you should understand that I received some intel as well. Like I said, it didn't come as a surprise, but I just hope we'll be able to manage it in ways and manner that will keep the cohesiveness of our society, considering how indigenous our society is, how we are interlinked. Some decisions that should have been taken long since, when we had the potential to absorb us our shark, we should have taken those decisions. Howbeit, it didn't come as a surprise. I hope you ought to manage it to keep the cohesiveness of our society.
Okay, Senator Zago, thank you. We can now move on. And I know you're following your party situation back home. Few days ago, Chairman Musa, the National Executive Committee, as per the press statement, under the signature of Chairman Bility, suspended some officials of the party for not paying due. I don't know whether your name were on that list. And then over the weekend, Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, your party's political leader, had a press conference to nullify the Banga Convention and say the party was going back to status quo ante, and you, Steve Zako, will assume chairmanship of the party and XYZ. How are you responding to that?
Good of our party, some decisions need to be taken, and then I, to a large extent, I will understand what the political leader found herself. But before then, first and foremost, I want to extend my gratitude to
My friend and brother. How you doing?
I bless God. I am doing okay, and I'm grateful for that. So far, so good. Life is better than yesterday, and we know it's going to continue to get better as we move on in 2022.
As for me, life has been so good to me. Yesterday I visited for me to do my COVID test because my job demanded that I do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and I did my COVID test. At the same time, while taking the test, the rapid test, and then I was able to get the booster shot.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but so far so good. We are good. I'm happy for me to be back here, so we can be able to do as normal as we have always been doing.
Okay, that's great.
So tonight we are going to be looking at Ivah Tukpah first. What are your take?
As a Ivah Tukpah situation, from what we know, you see, the reason the conversation is giving some people a hard time, especially some of our fellow Liberians, especially those that have the quote-unquote big platform, is because majority of them, they're just getting to know the country. They have not really lived in Liberia to get to understand political cronyism, how politics is being played at the level of the presidency, coming down to the security people. They don't know it and they don't understand it. Some of them have been in the country for 31 years. They haven't even been to Liberia yet. Some of them came here as a child, but they too have a say though. I think as we keep going on, our participation is increasing. It is getting interesting, especially with the help of social media and smartphone technology. So, I mean, it is a good thing, though. It is a good thing. But let me tell you something. I listened to Minister Margate on Spoon Talk. He called on the phone. Everybody's saying, oh, we need to tell the government thank you, this and that, this and that. I'm not saying no thank you to no government.
Why?
And the reason is simple. AB, it is not just about Joshua government. From Samuel Kanyando all the way to Joshua. Liberian people say, when snake boy you, let me do it the Liberian way. When snake boy you, the next time you see Warren, you will run. That's a parable. Another thing is, anywhere you see smoke, there is a possible fire. What do I mean by that? This government have a records of paying people to kill people. It's a fight. This is a government that kills its own auditors because they did not want certain financial information to surface. And this gentleman had it on a computer. That information, the full disclosure is coming. I'm already in contact with the person. In real hands-on information is coming. I don't want to let it out of the bed yet. I already talked with them. They're going to appear on the show and gave her from line 1 to line 2 to line 3 to line 4 to the end of the death of that guy. The internal auditor guy, director that they killed. The other lady, they killed her. And the other guy, they put them in the car, they drove their car and carry on Broad Street and go park it beyond some kind of old house. So the Liberian people can say, oh, you know, what Joe say? What did he say? He said they were lovers. They were lovers. Their own minister of public works, they kill him.
So you mean to say what?
No, just give me a chance. You ask me a question, let me answer plenty. These 3 boys that went to work for Moses, they got amazing, we can't find them today. Investigation inconclusive. George Weah, executive protected service personnel, go on a trip with the president. They had just participated in the elaborate wedding of that guy in Nimba County tour. Nobody can shoot themselves in their head 2 times before they die. They just need 1 shot. How can that man get killed? And the government said the man shot himself. So the man was crazy? Even crazy man can't do it 2 times. Today, what did the government say? That man's wife got to run away from Liberia only because she requested for death certificate. And death certificate must have cause of death. Why they didn't give it to her? What is the investigation report about?
Maybe the government still working on it. Maybe the government still working on it.
So I can go on and email. Then Minister Maggie, this is, oh God. You know why? The entire government is in disarray. I was so surprised. I know that the state minister, though, that the chief of staff to the president. I totally understand that. But intelligence matter, national security issues, I don't think Minister Maggie is the first line of contact. In my opinion, and based on our system, I would thought the immigration boss, the director general of LAS, is it LAS or LS, something like that, Liberal Immigration Service, LIS, something like that, or even the Minister of Justice, or maybe the director of police, or maybe the NSA guy. I don't know the most accurate line, or how do I call it, chain of command when it comes to security apparatus. But I do not think Minister Maggie fall in that category. For the people at the border to call Minister Maggie and let him know that we got Ivah Tukpah here, the border closed in 1 cross, that is to tell you how elementary our government have been demoted under George Weah. But this is my take. The government did not do it voluntarily to let Ivah Tukpah come back to Monrovia.
What did they do?
If Ivah Tukpah was any ordinary person, the thing we're not talking here. For Minister Maggie, according to himself, on Spoon Talk, he called on the phone to say he decided to talk to Ivah Tukpah through the immigration officer that placed that call to him, and Ivah Tukpah accepted the call. According to him, Mr. Tukpah told him he was going to rest in the village. And he said to him, but my man, you know that place, how you go there, no currency, the place, whole place dark, according to him. In addition to that, Ivah Tukpah was in slipper. But you know why Ivah Tukpah run away, like I said? This is the behavior of the people. Cause I gotta run away, my people. Cause I run away for his life. Boyma, Jay Boyma, you know him more than I do. He ran away for his life. They follow his woman. Whatever they did to her, then they threaten him. So what expected Ivah Tukpah to do? To float? The only reason the government decided to let go Ivah Tukpah, they thought on the international consequences. Because my brother, I said it here the last time. Even here in America, people are friendly with people who don't even know whether they will be representative or they will be president or they will be senator. Nobody knows. And they become one of them. At the end of the day, they put their information in a book. Even if Ivah Tukpah committed any crime, would be civil crime. Why in the first place attempted to stop the man from going where he wants to go?
Because the man was a reputable man in government.
Why you call reputable? Why you call reputable? The people that killed, they are not reputable. Those people did not have any international connection. These people did not have any opposition political connection, like Ivah Tukpah. Ivah Tukpah, number one, is a founding member of the CDC USA. I listened to Minister Maggie talking about he been doing George Weah. He been very close to George Weah about 12 years. I take that. From Winston Thurman time, 2011 coming to this time. I agree with that. However, Ivah Tukpah and the other guys have already been eating and drinking together along with George Weah right here in America. Before Minister Maggie from Left Wing to NDPL 2005 election with Winston Thurman, okay, he was still on that side before the quote-unquote coalition came together 2011 and carried Winston Thurman as a presidential candidate on the ticket of the CDC that gave him the, I think, secretary or chairmanship, one of them. Okay, that's the time. Whatever they're doing there, I don't want to speculate. They get good relationship with George Weah. George Weah has signed a majority of the American base. Now, if we say Ivah Tukpah does not even respect the president, why he want to make money on his back through book? So that in itself is already not clear. The only reason that they decided to spare Ivah Tukpah's life is because of the consequences. You listen to him, that the immigration people took Ivah Tukpah from way to the border there and took him to the American embassy. According to him, the immigration officer said he spoke with the American embassy people, but he don't have no information. Nobody called him, and he didn't call them. However, they turned Ivah Tukpah over to the American embassy. Okay, few hours later, Ivah Tukpah was at the airport. Good news. That's the only reason. Because publication, journalism, whatever you call it, it fall under fundamental constitutional rights. Okay? So it is not a criminal offense under our system. Why you even follow the man? Ivah Tukpah, in my mind, in my view, based on observation, based on their past, this government past and other government past, when they have problem, we get missing. You know, Dogoli, what happened to him? Former vice president, late.
You tell us.
What happened to Moses Bly? Chattanooga did the same thing.
You tell us.
What happened to Harry Greaves? What happened to him? Today. Investigation inconclusive. What happened to Eddie Johnson-Sadi's son? What happened to him? We don't know. So Ivah Tukpah was scary. And the fact that he was scary, it was good that we got social media and everybody hit on it and the government got scary. If we do anything to this guy, we done internationally. And it was a good thing that they decided to just keep it quiet as if Ivah Tukpah is back here based on that video interview. So that's my take on the issue. So they couldn't have done anything to Ivah Tukpah, but equally so, Ivah Tukpah could not have just make himself vulnerable to them. Something would have happened. And that's why he ran away in slipper. He didn't even pick up his travel document according to Minister Magee. He only had 2 driver licenses. One for America, one for Liberia.
Yeah, but my take on Ivah Tukpah issues. You know, Ivah Tukpah is a big brother that I respect. But when it comes to America, for the fact that the immigration men were able to say that Ivah Tukpah had an American driver lessons. Not only that, the Ivah Tukpah was trying to go to a nearby village for him to be able to rest. So that my concern was, which of course the security guard did extremely well. They were able to keep Ivah Tukpah until in the morning. That was a good thing. That was a good thing because for the fact that Mr. Val told them that he was going to a nearby village. Hey man, let us not support this government. Let us not support the government. This government did extremely well for the fact that they never touched Ivah Tukpah. And you know that this government could have done some things to Ivah Tukpah that he was never going to believe it. But the government decided for them to let that go. So on that note, yeah.
I don't think it was about choice. They had no other way out. The consequences for the government would have been huge. They already can't pass MCC, right? You know how many international organizations and the American embassy would have just walked away from them? And you see what happened to them. Come on, don't say that. Ivah was killed as a result of escorting his brother John Yomi to Chancellor House. He was not involved with that June 6th when Moses Blah and the rest of the guy planned to quote-unquote overthrow the Chancellor government when he went to visit Ghana on the peace talk. Okay, Ivah escorted his brother. Jella, you and I. Oh, my member, the president called me, let's go. Please carry me. He goes there because they didn't want anybody to tell the story. So they killed both of them. What happened to Martin Kula? I mean, not Martin Kula, Martin Colley. Excuse me. After his graduation, you know how much harassment? You know how many threats they sent to that boy? God first. God first. The only thing that bless Ivah Tukpah is the international consequences that the government of Liberia under George will receive. And that's why they're not going to pass the MCC. Because there are too many requirements on it, and they're not passing it. They keep shooting themselves in their own legs. The State Department report will be coming again for 2022. We don't know how it's going to be like. And this one will be more critical because next year is an election year. It's an election year. Whether opposition will, opposition are winning, the government got to be extremely careful because even the election, they need money for election. And people need, international community need to have confidence in the running of the government in terms of protection and security and press freedom. If you want to be a good government, then they need to call Costa and turn over his radio equipment to him. Or else that portion of the MCC requirement, they will not pass it. So people should not be glorifying it. We should not be glorifying it. They need to totally change. Because this government is supposed to be a democratic government. After the war, because we had successful 12. Let me tell you something, AB. I don't understand the seditions, especially those that are in government. Like Nathaniel Maggie talking about the day we're talking to spoon top people, the day some of y'all get into government, y'all will get to know what government people go through to get to where we are, to save lives, to protect people. When you got to know that, you're working your internal affairs and you became executive member of the CDC. What did he say when people were protesting under the watch of Moba Maru and Jefferson Koji? What did you say? Salami concern. If you're a leader of a given group of people and you don't believe in what they are saying or what they are doing, you speak out. But just we never spoke against anything CDC did. No. The only time just we spoke was 2017 when the election went the way it went and sat down at the party headquarters to play Ludo with them. That was the only time he said something. But all the activism, preparing early journalists, early casket while she was alive, doing this, inciting other people, doing all that crap, we're not even doing that. Just one human being, Costa. Joe, we are getting missing. They use tear gas, they use hot water to spray on people at the Capitol ground. You know what they did? So now, my people, CDC government need to bear this thing here. They need to bear it. They need to take a deep breath. What you did yesterday that was following you. You told all corruption going to be number one thing that you're going to fight. How many people have you prosecuted? Is the government serious? The Minister of Justice is supposed to start prosecuting George Weah. Let's see whether something there. Because the Minister of Justice is powerful to that level, but they will never do it. You know, there are a lot of other people that contributed to that book. Now they are saying no, they are hanging there. Why? No integrity, no honesty, no sincerity on the part of our policy maker. None of them going to come forward to say, I don't want to give that information to the book. But AB, for God in heaven's sake, you want to tell me everybody in this government today, all this sedition, hardcore sedition, you want to tell me the author of the book and Ivah Tukpah, co-author, you want to tell me they didn't talk to nobody talked to them? You will believe that kind of story? That they just sat down out of imagination and they put everything in that book? You believe that?
No.
But that is who we are. They don't want to own up to their story. They don't want to do that. Number one, they're not going to be closer to George Weah. Number two, they're going to lose their job possibly. And that is the reasons why Moba Maru and George Weah, they're no longer friendly. Everything you see right now is cosmetic. Because Moba Maru said the truth on that tape. But Moba Maru too, they join with him. This man got a lot of followers at the level of the party. So they can't just mess with the only thing, not closer to the president anymore, but there are people in the party that believe in him, so they chip in. I have Moba Maru surviving. But my brother, Ivah Tukpah story would have been different story. But they look at the consequences behind it, they say, no, we got to let it go, or else we'll be in trouble. That's why.
But I am thinking, I thought Carrasco said that they were going to sue.
But they can't go sue. It's a civil matter. Go sue. You can even sue. Look, Ivah Tukpah, according to public information, it's a citizen of the United States.
Yeah.
Claudia is a citizen. Claudia can easily come right here and sue Ivah. It's easy. So let them go sue. Let them go sue. You think I'm going to sit down where somebody can mess with me? I will create the awareness. I beg you. It costs me to walk with my bare feet. I will do it because we know the people. They kill their own auditors. Okay. We'll get to that story later date. Okay. You think Ivah is stupid? Another thing I want to talk about. Alexander B. Cummings is not a smart guy. You know, everybody say Kumi to a decisive decision. Kumi did how he will be when he become president. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. Let me tell you something. Somebody write book. Look at the interval. Look at the interval between Ivah employment by Cummings and the publication of this book. Look at the interval. Look, AB, let me tell you something. Cummings is not serious. You know that? You know Cummings is not a serious human being?
No, but I've been saying it.
I don't even know how can Cummings climb the ladder at the level of Coca-Cola.
No, but
why Cummings only want to employ people that appear on Costa show, or maybe that he feel they got small political capital? Why you want to employ those kind of people? What is he looking for? A mobile yaba will never with COP at the level of secretary, at the level of secretary general. Kumi is not going to employ. What the mobile yaba doing over there? This man own a nightclub, which is not a bad idea. That's a business. So let's look around. Just look around Kumi. Just look around Kumi. Mariah Yekula was also Unity Party member at the level of the women wing of the Unity Party. He went for Mariah Yekula. His party chairman on Unity Party ticket, he won election. Kumi's go for that man. So Kumi is not interested in investigating good people to know before he can hire them. He only interested in politically driven conversation. So if you look at the employment gap between Ivah and Cummings and coming to the publication of the book, and go back to see all the small things that Ivah did here appearing on Costa Show and other small things. The next thing, Cummings invited Ivah now to be chief of staff. How Mariah Yekula left the Unity Party? How can she finish the law school and she here going to law school? Who paying her school fee? It is Cummings. It is Cummings, which is not bad. So let me tell you something. The ANC folks will not let Kumi rest until they empty his pocket. Even the legal thing, I'm going to tell Kumi, say, let the thing go, let's talk it behind the scene. No, if you talk it behind the scene, the case is over, you ain't got no pay. Liberian people don't pay retainer fees to lawyers. When they get case, that's the time they go look for a lawyer. Many, almost 99.9%, those that can go to court. They don't pay retainer fee. When they get in trouble, even the people that get money, that's when they go look for a lawyer. So the lawyers are already aware of that. So they get one case, they're going to be hanging on it until otherwise, because when the case finish, they ain't got no money again. All right? So my brother, they have a story here. They just need to let it go. A club we have feel that have a co-author book and denigrated her, blah, blah, blah. She believe in her husband, which is true. Liberian women are already been masquerading in Liberia. Some of them, yeah, pay agent, they pay Julie Andy Tapper to brainwash them. These are all fake. Look, when you get involved in political party activity in Liberia, this thing don't even move you. It doesn't move me. It doesn't move me. But you know what I'm really happy about, AB? I'm really happy about the even though the judiciary is kind of the way it is not too trusted. But you know what? When group of people start to believe in the court system and going to court to sue, is better than people taking the laws into their own hands. I got no problem with lawsuit business. Musa ability lawsuit, Dillon lawsuit, the other people lawsuit, everything legal. That's something to do. That's my opinion.
okay. Let us move to our next discussions about Musa Hassan Belete and Martin Kula. You know, when I heard that Martin Kula resigned from being
The chief of staff.
Yeah, Dillon chief of staff. I personally, I placed call to Martin. I asked him why you have to do this. Martin said that he have resigned for him to concentrate on the secretary job positions.
It's a scheme.
Then I asked him, but you could be secretary at the same time, you didn't chief of staff. That does not in no way conflict because Abraham Darius Durant is from the same party which of course you are secretary general for. That was the question that Martin never answered. But only for me to find out that Musa Hassan Blete had put Martin on a payroll. That Musa Hassan Blete had put Martin on a payroll and asked him to resign. You guys saw that Martin Kula never resigned before that Banga convention. After that convention, that's why Martin resigned. What is it?
Let me tell you something. In the first place, I was a participant on the civil servant side of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from 2006 coming to the time I left. We had this American international NGO they call International Republican Institute. They go to third world countries like ours to work with political parties to strengthening their capacity. So they selected multiple political parties, including the NPP at the time, Unity Party, NDPO, and the likes, under the supervision of National Election Commission. Let me give you the information free. You can go check it out. International Republican Institute is a not-for-profit American NGO that work with political parties of third world countries to strengthening their capacity under pro-democracy system, something like that. So they came up with selected political party chairmen and their secretaries to go to China, and they sponsor it. So the reason for that was political parties should not just be born overnight because of election purposes, but their capacity should be built where they will be able to educate and carry on awareness for citizens, especially their partisans, so that they too can understand the political system of a country. In addition to that, they signed a memorandum of understanding between the International Republican Institute on the side of Election Commission and political parties that during and after election, each of them that went on that trip will be able to have their secretarial running with a minimum of 5 people, 5 officers on payroll. That political party paying them. They are there to do the political party business. And they were put on probation for 3 or 6 months to go back to do evaluation. If you ever heard ACO was in court, that was one of the reasons ACO was in court. Liberian Equal Right Party was in court. Former standard bearer, how they call it, Dr. Joseph Cotto from Nimba County, right? The shortest government official at the time to win Ellington. You know, sometimes it's good to explain this story so people get to know how Liberia looking like. Liberia now like, yeah, that is clean. Most of it that's clean and people don't believe them. So they did that. So after that training, there was a follow-up training, and those that meet up with that minimal requirement also were qualified for that follow-up training. After that, Election Commission worked alongside with International Republican Institute to re-evaluate political parties, and those that did not meet up with that benchmark, they were taken to court to scratch them. You are no longer a political party yet. Because the idea is democracy is not just about what happened or let's say regular elections. Democracy has to do with mass-based participation and what happened during those elections and after them. So we elected Joey and now we should be abused. We should just sit down and shut our mouth. So we can't say nothing. We don't participate in anything. Joey and his government will not do anything they want to do. So we don't already have political party based on that definition. Based on the International Republican Institute benchmark, how many political parties are challenged them, even during their time in power? Let them show you their payroll. Let them show you payroll. How much do they pay political party chairman? The first thing they're looking for somebody that got money like the UP, for example. They go to businessman to be their party chairman. Party chairman in Liberia are paid from the pockets of government officials. Okay? Cyril Allen was kind of exceptional. NPP had a payroll when they were in power. They were paying the Zuno heads. I can attest to that. But they don't have any clerk or payroll. They take $10 and go give it to you. Party chairman at the level of the countries were taking pay, but after their government, after charter government, go ask them. They sold their own headquarters that they bought during their regime to Lebanese business people on 5th Street. They sold it. And go and rent some kind of little small 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom in Congo Town. That's a shame from a ruling party. And this thing is not just today business. The other political party that served the country for almost 150 years, two-week party, EJ Roy is standing over there. No use. Government say can't use it, and they can't break it down. Now, one day that building will come down and kill plenty of people. That's not my prayer, but that's what's going to happen. Okay? So, NDP ordered the king and suspended the constitution for 5 years. Where are they today? Where are they? Do they have building? They don't have one party headquarters in the first place. They were renting small room on Capitol Bypass. So do we have sustainable, vibrant political party in Liberia? My answer is no. Joseph Boakai is still around the corner, right? So Unity Party surviving some kind of way. CDC will be there until the end of Judge Weah term. After that, I'm sorry. So all the things they're doing are all political coonizing. If the president don't like something that is going on and his partisans are doing it, his leaders in Congress, okay, in our Congress, House of Representatives, the Senate, the Speaker is a sedition. He used to be Unity Party man. He was talking bullshit. Saying begin sedition and they giving the speakership. Bam! No more advocacies. This is a man that challenged Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He was not even speaker, he was just representative. Buffer Chimo. If you cannot give opportunity to Korba, you get Korba to speak on the floor as a representative, then he will take it to the man that you serve. And that's what Korba is doing. I will not do that, but everybody's capacity is different, AB. And everybody's way of thinking is different. Everybody's way of doing things is also different. But let's go back to constitutional responsibility of each of them. Number one is lawmaking. Number two is representation. Number three is oversight. If Yeke Korba is now on any committee, for example, how is he pursuing his oversight responsibility that the Constitution gave him? If you are now allowing Yeke Korba to speak on the floor of the plenary, how do you expect Yeke Korba to represent his people through talking? I'm not talking about lawmaking. I'm not part of it. All the law they're making over there from the executive. If the executive don't say nothing, they don't got nothing to do. You show me one lawmaker or two or three. Okay, because oversight has already been sold to George Weah and he is executive branch of government. Instead of the lawmaker exercising that oversight, it is the executive branch of government that exercising oversight. So when they're going to do judicial review, or no, they are oversight. When they're going to do judicial review, they're not going to do no judicial review until that block of lawmaker can get out. And even the other people that come in, when they come with their own political leader, quote unquote president, they start to serve them, we're going to be just like that. I don't care how many times we're going to talk, AB. The way I see people, Liberian, the leaders in power that we pay, they are so different. They ain't got no sense of direction. They ain't got no conscience. They ain't got no conscience. How will you just go sit over there as a speaker of the house? You get over $3.5 million for your office, and you don't do your job for Liberian people? It is sick. And you only serve president. If the president not sending them to call Yeke Korba the way they're calling him to bully him, why the president not speaking out? Why is that? Because they will listen to him. They will listen to him. But Liberian people say, started me concerned. The fact that the president say nothing, he like what they're doing. So Representative Foucault, Representative Grace will come in to throw blow now, will fight you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. The Liberian people will decide after that time. So that's my take on that.
All right. You know, my take on that is that, you know, we have Representative Kolba, and he has been maneuvering for him to find his way in the House of Representatives. He have not yet found his way. He have been there now almost 4 or 5 years, but he have not found his way. When I mean that he have not found his way, there has not been a time that this brother have been recognized on the floor, and his issues have been taken into consideration. There have not been a time. So I am thinking, if I was Honorable Jacob Kolba, and that is their service to his people, if you find different means to attack, there are so many ways to kill a cat. There are so many ways to kill it. There is not a one way to kill a cat. But for the people who sent him there, for him to be in, look at what they put him out for yesterday. Indecent dress code. Come on. If Honorable Jacob Kolba, I understand the concern of the president, I understand that. But let us call a spade. Mr. Jacob Kolba need to respect the presidency, need to respect the fact that the Liberian people elected him for him to go to represent the people. He need to respect that. For every time you go to represent the people and the people are throwing you outside, you think that is a good thing? You think that's a good thing? Because the way the man have taken himself to be. You go in the house all the time, you go to disrupt. All right. But can you find different means wherein you will be able to go in the house and tell out your grievances? There are so many opposition political partisan in the House of Representatives. But why they are not behaving like Jacob Kolba? Why? You think they don't have united partisan? Honorable the guy from Nima County. That honorable he from Jacob Kolba party. Although he was elected on Unity Party ticket, but later on he deflected. That is not bad. Why he cannot behave like that?
Because everybody not the same.
Okay, because everybody is not the same. So when you try this method, when that does not work, you go into your catacomb, you go to discover an additional methods, so that your aim can be able to be accomplished. That is the reason why people elect you for 6 years. All right.
But ABU, let me ask you a question. Simple question, okay? If you are the father in the home and you want your children to respect you, what do?
There are so many things I will do.
Okay, there are so many things you have to do, and everything got to be positive, right?
Yeah.
You have to lead by example. You cannot be doing things funny and you expect the children to do better. That's just simple. There is a mindset on the part of the presidency and on the part of the leadership of the House of Representatives. There is a mindset. For example, the philosophers say if you think somebody is crazy and you are in the bathroom and you are naked, they come and take your clothes. Are you going to follow them naked?
No.
Then you are crazy too. If the leadership have a mindset that they will bully Yeke Kolba every single day. Yeke Kolba will disrupt them every day. Because that is a mindset. Somebody in leadership need to calm down. Before somebody can be qualified to be speaker, you must be an elected representative. Buffer Chima was elected as a representative. Yeke Kolba was elected as representative. Hopefully, all of them supposed to make the same pay. But they are not making the same pay because why? Buffer Chima is a speaker of the house. If he don't have that representation today, he will not be speaker. That same group of people decide tomorrow to remove him, he will no longer have that decision. Okay? They need to slow down on Yeke because they have a CDC block. But if he have all that number of people going against one man, what are you expecting to do? He cannot beat them based on majority rule. He cannot do nothing significant to the house leadership or to the house. Yeke Kolba is not forcing with everybody. But they fight that these people believe in George Weah and they can fight for George Weah, and George Weah is not saying anything about that. And they're not even using their oversight. Did you listen to the report from Ari that Thomas Fowler never go to session except there's something coming from George Weah, or maybe the budget period? Thomas Fowler been over there for over 18 years now, or if not 18 years, around 18 years, 3 times. How come Thomas Fowler does not even go to session except somebody coming from the executive, something coming from the executive mansion? I was surprised to hear that. And this man hold a lucrative position, committee chair, Ways, Means, and Finance. What kind of degree Thomas Fowler got? What kind of degree he has? Does he have a financial degree or economy or whatsoever? No, it is not about that. There is no law that say a member of the House of Representatives should have that specific credential before they can serve. It's just about majority block.
But you know that he is one of
if
the
he have it,
it's
it's a good thing.
You know that he is one of the longest serving
I just said it. I just said it. Okay. If you have that credential, that's good news. How can you be committee chair on Ways, Means, and Finance and you don't easily go to session? Then what kind of representation you providing? You build college in your district, you use your influence, county development fund go to your college. How can you do that? The college you build it in your own name. Tomorrow you're not representative for you and your family. I don't count that. How many laws Thomas Fowler have co-sponsored or sponsored to benefit the people of Liberia? How many oversight he has presided over? And that decision ended up benefiting the people of Liberia? Nothing. These people are not there for, so I do not have any significant problem with Yeke Kolba disruption. If they have a mindset and they are in majority, they have decided that they will suppress this man, they will suppress him, then the man will have to find a way out because he's a member of them too. The same way they were elected, he was elected. How can they see Yeke Kolba pay when Mona Pena was sick? She went to India. She came here. She went to Ghana before she died. Mona Pena was on payroll and she was getting paid. Why didn't he seize her pay? There is a senator that been sick from the time he was elected. They still pay them, even though there is a constitutional provision from the president all the way to the last person elected in our country. On the basis of disability, on the basis of fraudulent, on the basis of maybe sickness, they're supposed to pension you, but they don't do it because they're seeing corruption. How can somebody be elected, they're not coming to the Senate, they're not going to the House, and the leadership is fully aware they are sick? But they continue to pay them. When Yeke Kolba go on sick leave, he come back, they say they suspend the man. Then they can't pay the man money. He goes to court, the court rule, they can't still pay the man. Come on, man. Think about that.
Okay.
Yeke Kolba cannot do anything more than what he's doing. Because what? There is a mindset on the part of CDC block in that house that will not give Yeke Kolba any opportunity to speak on the floor. They made up their mind. Now they want to fight him. Okay, Yeke Kolba already looking sick. If you go fight him, fall down on the floor and die, that you're the one caused the death. So you should try it. You better stay away from that man.
All
That's what I would say.
right. Let's look at the training issues yesterday, as as we as we look at the case of Musa ability and that of uh, Martin Kula have been sued. The rate of arrest have been issues on them. And just before that, let me play you the clip from his lawyer.
So, those of you watching on Spawn TV, we are here where Musa Hassan Bility and that of Martin Kura have been sued for criminal conspiracy, forgery, criminal facilitation. And there you see Councillor Arthur Johnson representing Musa Hassan Bility. And you also have Musa Hassan Bility here, along with
my lawyer was sick on this issue.
all right, so Mr. So we'd like to speak to.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Councillor Johnson, welcome. A few days ago, you were in court where your client, Musa Hassan Bility, sued DeLong. Yet today, you have one Romeo Koga suing your client for forgery, criminal conspiracy as well. So what is the issue at stake here?
Actually, there is a writ that has been issued, a criminal writ. 2 or 3 persons who believe are saying that they are from the Liberty Party moved the court to issue a writ of forgery, criminal conspiracy, and criminal facilitation against the chairman of the Liberty Party. We represent his legal interests. We will first of all seek to see what the discovery is, the evidence they have on our laws, to see the merits of the case that they have against him, and then we'll take it from there. Because we don't want to go further in questioning anything or lay any issue on the table. So it can't be like it will be exposing our strategy. But as a criminal lawyer, I'm not strange to that. So we, in fact, will come to court to pursue the court for the case to be here immediately. As I speak to you, I'm not going to leave the Temple of Justice ground. I'm going to ask for a notice of assignment for the hearing of the case right away, so that the case can be assigned. Let's see what the evidence are. You know, on our law, especially the criminal procedural law, not the civil procedural law, the burden of proof lies on the party who is making the accusation. And when the person, that burden is on them, they must meet the proof under what we call the doctrine of reasonable doubt. It's not the preponderance of the evidence standard that you have in civil procedure. So throughout the entire proceeding, the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt to prove forgery, criminal conspiracy, and criminal facilitation, they lied with the persons accusing. In this case, they are the private prosecutors assisting the government of Liberia. And so we'll be taking, I'm going to ask for the notice of assignment right now for the judge to make sure and assign the case so we can proceed on the basis of that.
But looking at what is unfolding here, do you think Romeo Koga and Co. had case against your client because of recent you were in court?
They don't have a case. As a criminal lawyer, I tell you, that's not a case. That's a cartoon.
Why do you think so?
Because I'm a criminal lawyer. I read the writ. On the face of the writ is empty. Movie signs. I don't want to go deep. But when we make the assignment for the next hearing, we're moving straight to get the case out of the court.
So
you
also know that this same matters before the same court against Alexander.
This is not the same matter. Alexander Kumi is different from Musa ability. The averments contained in the writ, according to the private prosecutors, they are saying that Dr. Musa ability forged and altered the LP constitution. And the issue with Alexander Cummings has to do with the CPP. So there are two very distinct cases. But as I speak to you, first of all, you'll be asking for their evidence they have, because there is something under the criminal procedural law we call discovery. Discovery says that when you make an allegation, criminal allegation against a person and the case is brought to court, the first thing you do under the procedure is to give all of the evidence you have in your possession to the person you accuse. In that case, the defendants, the people you are accusing. And then when you bring all of the evidence and study the case before you can proceed, they got to meet all of that requirement first. I'm going for notice of assignment. I'm going to ask for the assignment of the case, and when the case is assigned, and then for them, we'll take the next step.
Are you also taking into consideration Article 21H?
What does it say?
That says the issue of evidence at times the public prosecutor or the defendants are not working on public documents. Are not working because of that.
Who show you that law? Who told you about that law? Let me tell you what the law you're talking about. Under the criminal procedural law, he said that let's go back with the Constitution of Liberia. No person under the Constitution is allowed or should be compelled to produce evidence against himself in a criminal trial. They call it the doctrine against self-incrimination. It's a constitutional doctrine under our constitutional law. Okay, that's one. Two. What you are talking about is in the case where you have started the production of evidence and you have produced the photocopy of the document and you want the original of the document is in the possession of the average party. But you must first start with the production of evidence to produce what we call or establish what we call a prima facie case. So you can't just move to court and ask for the court to order that indeed the defendant must give you evidence. That's not the law.
Councillor Johnson, you seem to be like you're under pressure. You just recently filed a case against someone and your client has been brought here. Is it going to affect your case against that of Senator Dillon?
This is what I do for a living. I'm used to it. In fact, I get more normal when I'm under pressure and tension. That's not a tension. I can be in 2-3 cases at the same time. I just set up the time for the court, that's all. I can never be under pressure. This is a petty case. It's not a case, it's a cartoon. It's inconsequential. No evidence, they don't have no evidence. They cannot prove the allegation. It is just what we call employing dialectic procedural tactic only to have a political scheme in a propagandistic scheme or approach. That's all.
All right, thank you so much, Council. Thank you so much, Council. Thank you. Okay, Councillor Ivah Johnson is the lawyer representing Musa Hassan Belete in this particular case. Earlier on, we told you
when you listen to Arthur Johnson, what comes to your mind?
Money making. He's good at what he do. To be honest with you, Ibi, I like him though. I like Arthur Johnson. I like Serena Sifa. They talk the law with confidence and with first impression. And that is good.
Even though some of the things that they can be talking cannot be true.
My man, my brother, let me tell you something. You can be the best graduate from Harvard University. If you can't win cases in court, especially criminal cases, nobody know about you. If you can't take on high-profile case, nobody know about you. You can just be a bachelor degree holder in law, and you are like Arthur Johnson, or maybe you are like Serena Sifa. And honestly, they got a better profile too, though. I think they are the only two, quote-unquote, based on public record that own a European bar. How many lawyers in Liberia own that? I don't know, but they are the two that are able to find. And they've been very busy. They've been in the media a lot. That's a free commercial for them. So Arthur was involved with Kabina Jana, even though they didn't win it because it was a political case. They used our legal institution to prosecute it because the CDC House and the CDC government, the senators were not going to convict, but they gave them money. So they convicted Kabina Jana. So we can do nothing. The executive is too powerful in Liberia. Very, very powerful. They collect the money, they spend the money, and they do not account for it. And the only people that are supposed to ask them to account for the money they collect, that house by law. The both houses under budget performance and oversight. They're not going to do that. The executive is doing it for them. So I mean, Arthur Johnson and Councillor Arthur Johnson and Councillor Serena Sifa, I like their argument. Everybody was going help this Canada. Councillor Sifa was requesting for something that he didn't have to. It was not, in fact, the case was not legal for the government to take over for Ure to fire. Today, what Councillor Serena Sifa requested for, that was giving a hard time now because they could accept it. So they got to go to the next level. But guess what? Maybe I told you all these lawsuits and countersuits, all because of political interest. You mess with me, I will mess with you. This is crab mentality. This is crab mentality. You know, allegory of the cage. You get more crabs in the bucket, nobody get out. One trying to hustle to get out, the other crabs in the bucket, they pull that one down. So you cannot, the father cannot be president, you will not be president too. What happened? It is playing to the advantage of the city-led government. Just we are. And it didn't continue. In as much as Liberians don't really trust the government, majority not going to vote. And a majority don't vote, of course, we're going to go to the runoff. Probably we might not go to the runoff. Whatever number just we are get, because they're going to give them money to vote. We saw it with Thomas Father stuff. They're going to give, these people are going to dish out money. We saw it.
Okay.
And they already printed about 40-some billion Liberian dollar, and they're supposed to print another billion dollar by 2023, according to the Minister of Finance. They're going to give people raw money. Those chiefs, they're already giving them pickers, right? Next year election, they get them motorbike. They're going to get them more motorbike, and they'll get them raw money to talk to their people. That's not going to happen. Because when the opposition is not already in tight, Joseph Boakai happened to be the lead for all of them. In the opposition camp, he ain't saying anything.
But Joseph Boakai is very silent.
Yeah, maybe the paper doing it the old school way. He's not saying anything. Right. Most people say keeping quiet sometimes is okay, so you can't get yourself in trouble because you talk. Maybe that's why the old man going back.
All right.
Because Delon was talking plenty, he got himself in trouble by calling Musa ability BM, right? So Musa ability to the same thing now, he in trouble.
Keep your call.
Alexander Kumi news conference upon news conference, he in trouble. So Boakai not in trouble because he not talking.
All right. Lord, open our line right now. Keep your call coming at on 215-824-8124. Before that, I'll run you a short commercial, and then we'll be back.
Want to enjoy all your favorite TV shows, kids TV, movies, news and premium sports packages on demand? At GlobalNet ITV, we provide endless and affordable live and on-demand TV services. Enjoy premium sports packages like La Liga, English Premier League, UFC, NBA, NFL, NHL and many more. Unlock international programming and enjoy endless savings. No hidden fees, no installation charges. Our ongoing monthly subscription starts at $24.99. An additional 1 month subscription. It's not an offer to miss. Call us now or visit us www.globalnetitv.com.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
How are you, AB? My name is Harris and I'm calling from Super, South Dakota.
Super, go ahead.
Thank you guys very much for your knowledge and for explaining to the Liberian people. I just few things I want to stress on AB.
Stress on it.
Concerning about Yeke Kolba, right? Abraham. During my school days, I used to love faces. I used to love faces, and I still love faces. And the reason why I used to love faces is because Many times the law he faces, I used to like it. And I came across a scientist who called Arthur Newton, and he quoted three laws, and which I love the last one. We said for every action there is an equal opposite reaction. So this one bounces back to Yeke Kwalba. We have all these people in the house, and these people, the representatives, the senators, the Liberian people choose them or elected them to go and serve at the way and pleasure of the Liberian people, not the president. The president appointed ministers, and the ministers serve at the way and the pleasure of the president. But I do understand that the whole House of Representatives, including the Senate, instead of them to serve at the way of the pleasure of the people, they are serving the way of the pleasure of the president. So the people of District Number 10 did not choose Yeke Kolba or elect Yeke Kolba to go serve the president. Now, so Yeke is doing his job. Let's look at yesterday's session, Abraham, for God's sake. Yeke raised a qualm that the House of Representatives need to be audited. Is that a crime? People vote just a regular teacher, and they have been entering in our house. Is that a crime for Yeke to say, let us audit the House, or the House of Representatives need to be audited? No, Brother Ebi, if he hit somebody, he just hit them. And like my senior brother said, Yeke have no option right now. You know, it's just like when they have the parable that if you fall in the water or in a river, you will not come out of the river like that. You have to drink some. So now Yeke position in the house, they all have been together, they have clicked that we should not respect Yeke view in this house. Anything Yeke say, nobody will respect it. So Yeke know that enough. So this is why that is a reaction to them. And as Kara Gray said, anytime Yeke calls the president, they will fire Yeke. Fine. Because they're serving at the way of the president. And that's not what they are meant for. So Yeke is 100% right to keep disrupting them until his voice can be heard, until that time is over. To be honest, even a BU, why will you work? And you, Abraham, they say they can't pay you. You go to court. The court of Liberia rule in your favor, but Tomo Fala, as Kara Graden say, they will not pay you. Are they above the law or are they above the court? And they stood by their word up to now, they can't pay Yeke. Where do you expect for Yeke to find food for his family, for himself, or even people that elected him? They are wrong.
Okay, thank you.
So that's just what I want to say about.
Thank you. Keep your call coming on 215-824-8124 or 267-824-8124 or 267-938-2801. Or you can better call on 215-824-8124. You hear from the caller. The caller is saying, hey, for every equal reaction, for every reaction, there is an equal and opposite reactions. Was it right? Yes, of course. Because for every reactions, there is an counter and opposite reactions. Yeah, he was right. But does that mean that Yeke Kolba voice should not be here? No. I mean, if Yeke Kolba found out that his voice, Kora, what is her name and where are you calling her from?
Yeah, Eddie, my name is Rufus. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Yeah, Rufus.
I want to say something to Francis if he's hearing me.
I'm a regular follower of your show, though. I can't contribute because of my job. I'm at work every day at this time. One thing I want to let Francis know, I like his analysis. I mean, so much. But whenever he's talking about the issue of how to do the CPP or the official within the opposition political party right now, and he's going to anyway, if they are not careful, they're going to win. One thing I want to let Francis know is that the people in Liberia, they are not going to vote based on party now. You understand they are followers of political parties, but the people in Liberia are going to vote based on the condition, their life, what is going through there. If you can listen to a lot of Liberians, people are quiet, they sitting there. So Liberia are going to vote based on their own future, their own life. What we need to do as people that don't like what the government of Nigeria is doing, all we need to do is to continue to talk to them. No matter what the situation is, no matter what fight in the opposition party, Liberia should get up to vote to free themselves from what is going on now in Liberia. I don't know how recent has country get to Liberia, but we that came from Liberia recently, Liberia is doing terribly bad. Liberians are soft. It's not about political party. You can even fight, you can do whatever it is. At least at the end of the day, the Nigerian got somebody knee in their mouth. At least that even a 100% DF today, you ask them, 75% among that 100 will call that name. All we need to do is to keep encouraging like that. Because there are a lot of people, I understand, yeah, you said it too, people will not vote. All we need to do is to talk to them, encourage them. I understand, I understand he's speaking the truth, but that's just what I want to say. Even if they fight among themselves, we will not give up. We will not give up uneducated like where people to rise up to vote against the real government to leave Liberia. That government is not good. That government if that government goes back into power, trust me, Liberia will go back to war, whether you like it or not. If Georgia wins, God forbid, which it will never happen, wins 2023, Liberia is going back to war. Well, there's a saying, a hungry man is an angry man. Like people are hungry, they are angry right now. But the only thing they are waiting for is 2023 to cool their anger. So we should be educating them. You guys have culture. At the end of the day, all this is talking about. But don't forget what's going on in CCP. Those are all political games. The reason this Barker is quiet is not quiet because stupid. They are working. They are working all of us. Lastly, I can tell you with the issue of your follow by in account, you can't fire yourself. You can't, account, is any race to challenge your follower. Your follower is a mayor of world, whatever you can say to meet it. So, I want to come to your then you go find your follower. They put your follower account in the ring. Your will beat account, get a little shot. So, Francis, I love your analysis, but brother, you are right. But all I'm telling you is let us talk to like black people, let us educate them, let us beg them to register and vote 2023, no matter what the situation is. It's about them, it's not about forever, it's not about different broadcast, it's not about coming, it's not about you. Those people, they got their money, their family already set up, their children will be better from now to the time that will be over with. But it's about them, our poor brother and sister that are suffering. So that's just what I want to say. Am I very suffering here? By the grace of God, 2030, January 2023. In fact, the end of this year, when I'm done with my school, I'm going to do a basic, basic civil education on election, of how the people should register to vote so that we can get it through out of that year 2023. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I respond to the caller quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, caller, just for the record, I totally understand all of our frustration. But again, we can't just be frustrated. We have to do what we got to do to remove George Weah through the ballot box. And just so you know, uh, the last time I was in Liberia was 2018. I went there February. I left May 27. Just do the math. About 120 days I spent there. 4 months straight. I went to private and University of Liberia, private colleges, doing the same thing that we're doing here. I mean, I'm blessed. Thank God. I graduated from there and I went to school here, so people embraced me, especially University of Liberia. So we will keep doing what we are doing, but equally so, the philosopher say when somebody is washing your back, you got to wash your own belly because that is hanging right before you and you can see it and you're able to take the water and put them on it. So in as much as this guy is the way we know him, he has executive power, executive authority. Okay? And that executive authority, based on our system in Liberia, based on our government political history between the executive, quote unquote, the corruption, sending money to legislature, using money to buy Nima County through Prince Johnson. You can't underestimate just we are even in the midst of this conflict. Remember now, 24-25% consistent. Joe, we are always getting that. The question now is, does George Weah CDC still have control of that 24-25%? I would say no. He doesn't have it. But he could pay for it. Because our people are not that much educated when it comes to consequences of elections. Besides that, it's not just about poverty, but there's no hope. There's no hope. And not just that people are broke. No. When George Weah became president, when he was sworn in January 22nd, 2018, I was in Liberia February 2nd. I said the say, King Lodge, the building that George Weah was having on 9th Street. I went there, I drove there. They brought it down to ground level, flat. And they were about to rebuild it. His first was the inaugural address, I think was congressional address, one of them. He said Liberians are not going to be spectators in their own country, but guess what?
That was inaugural address.
His own properties that he building, it's not Richie and Milton doing it. A long time Liberian owned engineering company, construction engineering company, Richard and Milton. Listen, Lebanese people. Listen, Lebanese people. George Weah and the CDC did not have political power at the time for 11 to 12 years. You saw what they did, right? Mm-hmm. Now they got political power. We cannot underestimate them. No. Legislative elections sometimes miss the political calculus. Opposition win. When you go to real presidency, forget it. Forget it. For example, Carter won more seats in the Senate 2005. CDC won more seats in the House of Representatives as compared to any political party 2005. Even 2017, CDC got less, but George Weah came first, Joseph Boakai came second. So we got to look at the map. We should not underestimate anything. Those of us that in America here that got interest in our country, before election, we have to descend on our country. So our people can see us in person and we can educate them, provided that we will have a level playing field, that they will not intimidate us. Because you heard Nathaniel Magay, right? The country is dark, no current, but he's still minister though. And before Ellen left, they told us they built a hydro, and this hydro can give us more electricity than we wanted. However, this government have been in power for 4 years already.
5 years.
And no distribution, food distribution, and transmission. But they are telling all the government got money to buy transformer. So we got an alternative power system, the West Africa Power Pool. I was working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs when that negotiation started. Finally, they got it done and started lighting Liberia from Nimba County, the southeast, around 2012, 2013, around there, according to public information. The government is owing a foreign government for about $9 million. They're not paying for that. So these are things that will provide impediments for people to go to Liberia and campaign for their own political party or political candidate. So the play that you gotta go, and you don't go, they will use a Zogo. They will use Zogo. You saw what they did to Yeke? Now people say, why Yeke doing it? Why Yeke doing it? People, see, this year went to Yeke. Was that a private home or a district of a AB?
Yeah, we have in fact that clip here. The sedition.
Okay, you saw what they did to Yeke. What did the police do about that? They didn't do nothing because of Yeke. And we cannot run the country like that. Yeah. The country is bigger than all of us, my people. And the presidency should be able to provide equitable leadership. Because you're not president just for seditions. You are president for all. And everybody should be protected. You saw what happened to Dallas Dillon? When Dillon made that statement, he took it back. You know what? Sometimes we make some statement too. We should not take it back. Hey, George, we have got a problem with what his partisans are doing. He needs to speak out. If he doesn't speak out, we'll put it on him. He's the one telling them to do it. Can we stop booing at the president convoy? Can the opposition incite their followers to boo at the president convoy and to start to stone the presidency? No, we can't do that. But equally so, the president legislative bloc should not be blocking one person and have a mindset that they will do nothing on that floor. They shouldn't do it. If you're asking somebody to respect you, you also need to respect them. It should be 50-50. And we need to stop this thing. This country will not go anywhere further in terms of unity, in terms of development, in terms of peace and security, when we continue to do things that happened yesterday that got us to where we are in the first place. And this thing is not the Liberian people, the ordinary people that are causing it. My people in Lofa County, tonight, probably they didn't even eat. Because all the young people that were with them, we left. So they're not making fun. They depend on the people in Moravia, some of the people in America. If Moravia cannot be electrified, even though we got a hydro right there at my coffee, when you think LEC is going to reach to Lofa in Kulahun district of Basile? When are you going to reach there? When are they going to reach to Bolahun? When are they going to reach to Polawu? When are they going to reach to Popalahun? When are they going to reach to Pembalahun, my mother home? When are they going to reach there? Not in the generation that part of Liberia will ever see electricity until they die. Because somebody is coming up with a flawed analogy that Joshua did not create a problem. We agree. Joshua did not create the problem that we found ourselves in. But should the problem continue? Should the problem continue to persist? Saying he did not create a problem, or saying the problem happened yesterday, should we continue it? The question is no. We need to make some improvement. And there's another thing. They don't like Ellie Johnson's study flaws, her minuses, but they like her pluses. If you're trying to distance yourself from the negative aspect of Eddie Johnson's study, then do not embrace the positive aspect of it. These people, CDC people, headed by George Weah, they made the country in good shape. They made the country in good shape. If George Weah had ever won that 2005 election, today the thing we're talking will not be talking there. From what we know right now. We will not be talking there. From all indications, we will not be talking there. It's serious, my people. It is serious. Because we are not yet graduated. Somebody talking about them reading the TRC report. They're not going to read that. Some of them already know it.
But
Eugene Ambe were early government.
as I learned that even the book that was popular on Joshua, where that a copy of that book was given to him.
Nathaniel Magay say you're not even write a book yet. That's the chief of staff that is boasting on Spoon Talk on the phone that he been with Joshua for 12 years and they have been very close. Ivah does not have respect for Joshua. Why he want to write a book that he did not permit him to do so to make money out of Joshua when he doesn't respect him? Does Joshua respect Ivah? Another question. Those sedition in Philadelphia, they were not even sedition. Peaceful Liberians that brought about the idea of CDC and they funded CDC and brought Joshua to be standard bearer. Have Joshua rewarded them for doing that? That's another question. Okay? So in economy, they said there is no free lunch. Have Joshua rewarded them? Okay, if you're not rewarded them, that's fine. But what is the statement behind it? You think I thought Zakama didn't happy for what is going on? But not everybody can talk. That Ivah decided to talk so that Ivah on the scene. I know plenty hardcore former seditions. Some of them went to school with them. Okay? They are not part of it, and they were there when they killed the elephant. They chased the elephant, they killed it, they slaughtered it. You gave our own piece down, they say no, they can't give it. In fact, you are American based. This thing for Liberian based seditions. So there are a lot of things going on in our country. There are a lot of things going on in our country. When you embrace somebody, you all remember George Weah said he's going to protect Eddie. His number one priority as a president, the protection of Eddie Johnson Sirleaf, the former president of the Republic of Liberia. So Eddie still running the show. All that thing they're talking about the executive marshal grant, the Puna EA, don't give it no credence. The politics. The meeting they're talking is behind the scene. Nobody say to it. Nobody see that. Nobody get that communication. Trust me. Nobody get it. So all the confusion on and on is still about Joseph Boakai not getting the presidency. That's it. So Kumi have been used as a scapegoat. And Musa ability have been used as a schemer on the side of the government inside the CPP. So don't listen to the people. Listen to them, but don't take what they're telling you. It's all about political cronyism. All right? So, folks, some of us we made it on. I was 17, 18 years when I started visiting MPP party headquarters. I was not even a voting person. I could not vote, but I would go there almost every day because I was living in Seaton right across the street. And they have Moserado County / constituency number 5 head office right on the field there in Satan. Anybody that live in Satan, you ask them. When the people ready, traffic block. So the TCDC people doing that small one, they chat it up. I beg you, yeah.
Okay.
I beg you. Just Siri Allen and not chat it up. The party chairman Siri Allen. That man coming, he's smoking his cigar. Small town singer, they're already depressing. You know, Madrid people, they are there. The old man, they're knocking the samba in real time. And let me tell you something. I don't know about CDC too much. I don't know about Unity Party people too much, but I know about the NPP. NPP has a real well-structured political party system. Whether they have regular payroll where they were taking that money from, I don't know. But guess what? They were getting money from APRC. They were getting money from the Freeport. Every single bag of red that entered the country. Edwin Snow and his family have 50 cents on it. Each bag. You don't believe it. I was friendly with the top NPP people as a little boy going to school. Yo, I'm going to tell you today. Including Oscar Cooper. Oscar Cooper really is Capimawa. That is a businessman that was CEO.
You mean Mao Zedong?
And sole owner of Inland Group of Companies, a logging company in the Southeast. They let people, they model people, everybody disarmed to go to work. And salute the man, Captain Mao. That is a man that wanted to take over the NPP 2005 election. They play politics with him. They say this time they're not Congo people time. They brought the cheap local candidate man on board, Dr. Luden Masakwe. Our honor Ken, I'm gonna tell you, I question Dr. Luden Masakwe. The same thing, don't talk, don't say nothing. Everybody bully me. Went to Dr. Masakwe house on the airfield there. So I've been in a small town now. Growing inside, going to political party meeting, I can't vote. I'm small. But I learned a lot from these people. Inside, real hands information. I show chatted on hand. Small boy. And let me get you the story today. No, the people with all their problems, they have real structure. There was no presidential appointment that imparted through Cyril Allen and Wiffy, the former Secretary General, the late John Wiffy. These guys were organized. Let me tell you something. All the yogo, then the people want to do that thing there. Now tell them I get talking, yeah, like Sonny choking, like he tired. He can't even say anything to impress anybody. I mean, not tell them I get him my big brother best friend, and I respect him. He's my big brother too, but I'm just saying this to say, my people, these people have real political structure in place. They could locate anybody at any time, and they get everybody's cell phone when the cell phone came. Each Zuno here was taking at least $10 USD equivalent at the end of the month, and they will give it to him USD. So imagine a Zuno here were taking $10 at the level of the MPP party. You know how much county chair were taking, how much coordinators were taking? I want to call some people in here. There were some local county people in that team. I followed them almost every day. They were going. I was at the airport when they brought Chancellor from Ghana with the Ghanaian flight. That night was just black, well, all of us would have been messed up. The rain fell on us before we could get home. We got dry at the back of the pickup. Breeze blowing all like crazy. I got to know so many government officials and party officials. And up to today, some of them I know them personally. So they think we're telling you, yeah, so God first, but me and Nancy planting. I was right there next door to the plane when Chattanooga came down. I was standing with somebody that get guns around there. I tell you what, I don't want to tell you my age that time. You will not even believe it just because I was talking to some of the big guys. I was getting real electricity in real time in Satan until Chattanooga left the country. In real time, they see corruption, but that was it. Because I had a demon force living by me and had a local county woman, and we became best of buddies. ATU, he's a nice guy. He not the other guys, man. Let me tell you for free. And he had a right. So the man said, Frank said, I will bring wire from the executive marshal and bring it all the way here in Satan in our swamp with sleep on our electricity. And for sure, in detail, our honor electricity through a small boy. So my people, they liberal story here. Some of us go first. We got the oral aspect of it. We got the rating aspect of it. We got the education aspect of it. Now, God bless us, win DV and come to America, a West, then we go back to school.
Thank you.
I had Robin White interview with Charles Taylor, but that magazine lost. I got the presidential paper from August 2nd all the way to the departure of Charles Taylor. I got it right here in America. Some of these days, we will open presidential history so that we just provide small information. I will tell AB to have for all to have that session. Sometimes we need to have something we call civic education. You know, the whole book business here is good. But for me personally, I don't believe it too much in the title, but I believe in what comes out of you on the basis of your learning. That's what I believe in. We can get it MBA, we can get it MPA, we can get it BSc, we can get all that one there, and not too bad. It is actually good. But when you start to spread out the good news about your education, it matters a lot. Because there are a lot of people in Liberia, our brothers and sisters, didn't have the opportunity to get what we got, even though we didn't get it on silver platter. We got to be Yana boy to go sell solo Jew, to sell ball to finish high school, to go to university, and then come over here. God bless. We're not better than them. It's just by the grace of God that we find ourselves here. So the fact that we are here, we need to help out. We need to keep talking for them. And you know, that is why it is. Some people already call me small soldier. You always stay on inside. You always say, I was never a soldier. Go check the archive. But sometimes we need to say what we got to say, folks. You know, we can't all the time be just serious. You know, we got to give you some oral history, you know.
Pay lead bill all the way, charter. So you owe in the government of Liberia?
I'm not owing the government. 80 you give it to me. What you expect me to do? 80 you are not taking pay on time. Or they have my bunny sister. I say, but my man, they made my brother-in-law, and they made no book. They may go into school, so you'll be writing all my letter. They all supposed to call me undercover CIA.
All right.
I'm not bring new tablet tonight. My people is look. Let me tell you something. Life is good. Let me be honest with you. Life is actually good. Liberia is a beautiful country. We just need to make the environment a little bit better. And you know what? When I go to Liberia, I'll enjoy myself. The people that can go there 1 week, 2 weeks, I don't pay my $1,500 to go for 1 week, 2 weeks. My 10, 11 years in America, I've been to Liberia 3 times. The first time I spent 3 months there. I don't even worry about my job. I just say, keep it. I don't worry about no time, or I just want you to give me a chance to go. If you can't keep me, fine. When I can't find a different one. I was there 2013, I spent 3 months. I was there 2015, I spent 3 months. 2018, I spent 4 months there. I don't get dark and all. I go to LU, I go to other places, I go lecture. And by the time I get there, oh man, I say, senior comrade, you know now. Senior comrade, senior comrade, Tanu Shamagan, give me the class. Political science. I go blast it. The children don't want me to go say. I said, no, I beg you. We'll go eat to 4. But my people, it's interesting. It's really interesting. My people, let's do something better. Let's stop the hate. Let's discuss the issue. You know, sometimes we are a little bit emotional and all that stuff. You know, all these things are part of life. A part of life, my people. Sometimes we get super serious. Sometimes we need to joke. Sometimes we need to play music. And, you know, let us share. The little one you get, give it to me. The little one, God, give it to you. We keep doing it. Maybe one of these days we'll get some kind of leadership in our country that will change. If you offer me $2,500 in America, you offer me $1,000 in Liberia, I want to live in Liberia. You know what? It's cheap. It is very cheap. And you get more respect in that place. Right now, I can't play music where I found myself. No, I got to play to my own level. But you go to the library, play music, the people coming to your house to dance. I want that. You know, but we can't do it in the, I don't want to use the other word say. Yeah, the opportunity to be here, but we need to make that place better and go back home. But we can't go to a country that don't even have a clear, you know, health care. When you get headache, you die. Hey, God, not bless you. All right? Your own car, you take it from here, from America, you get it to Liberia, a couple of weeks. The heat can't blow, the cold can't blow no more. It messed up because of the pipe hole. No light. We ain't even talking about electricity, but no light. How can you have a city, they sit up, the government people going to bed by force at 8 o'clock? Who told you that we hate Joe here? We ain't no Joe here. No 911. You can't, no way to call 911. You gotta be friendly with police officer. So you call their number directly, they help you. What kind of country is that? No correct postal system. No address system. No nothing. So because yesterday it was not done properly, it should not be done today. No, I disagree with you.
Okay.
We need to get started.
Thank you. On that note, that I would like to come to the end of the magnificent Abraka Talk Show. But before we go, we want to talk to you about Global Net. You know, Francis, I sat down and I decided to think. I pay for my cable Then I'm paying for my internet. The bill accumulated to about $150 with everything that I want. $150 a month. So when I heard about GlobalNet, the box is $65, and then the services is $24 a month. I run for it, and I have a very good internet. I run for it, and guess what? I can watch all the games, all the news, the Al Jazeera. I can even watch news from Sierra Leone. I can even watch news from Senegal. I can even watch news from Cameroon, Morocco, all the African countries. I can watch news from all. And not only that, I can watch the NBA. I can watch all the news channels that I never had and now get it. So I told the guy, I said, no, this thing here. And guess what? He is a Liberian. Yeah, the CEO for GlobalNet is a Liberian. But yeah, at Webpo working for him. We have about 100. I can't imagine you're paying $185 for whole round year. $185
for the whole year.
For the whole year.
That's amazing.
And then you have it on your cell phone. Any place you can be able to watch it on your cell phone. And when you come home, you can be able to watch it on your TV. And the kids channel, everything there, marvelous. So I'm appealing to our followers for you to go to GlobalNet. I will play the clip one more, and then from there we'll come to our closings.
But AB, just before you go to the clip, is it I guess they offer you they give you telephone number that folks can call to find out from customer service. In addition to that, you think is there a way that we could invite the CEO one of these days so that he can explain better about the services that they offer to our community?
I mean, I am in touch with him. Him I said just talk before I could come on the show. I mean, they having the Valentine offer. So at that time, we will be able to invite him here, wherein he will be able to come here to be able to explain in details. Look, the GlobalNet is even better than every other cable that I haven't seen. Yeah. We'll invite Christopher here, and then he will come to tell our audience what is it that they need to forget about the Comcast and Time Warner cable and stuff.
Yeah, we on Miko. Big Continental.
Yeah. So we invite him for him to come to explain to our audience.
Want to enjoy all your favourite TV shows, kids TV, movies, news and premium sports packages on demand? At GlobalNet ITV, we provide endless and affordable live and on-demand TV services. Enjoy premium sports packages like La Liga, English Premier League, UFC, NBA, NFL, NHL and many more. Unlock international programming and enjoy endless savings. No hidden fees, no installation charges. Our ongoing monthly subscription starts at $24.99. An additional 1 month subscription. It's not an offer to miss. Call us now or visit us www.globalnetitv.com.
We have our last caller here. Pastor Charles, I could go ahead. You are our last caller. We have our last caller here. Pastor Charles, I could go ahead. You are let me call him.
Pastor Aku.
Yeah, AB. How are you, sir?
I'm doing quite okay. You are our last caller. Go ahead.
Thank you. Our content when you talk about global ITV, man, it's an amazing one. It's very amazing. That I just want to add my voice to yours about global I night TV or global TV I night. Man, you can watch everything about Africa and you pay $24. So I enjoy it, AB. You can watch CNN, everything, every channel. 3,000 channels that you better watch, and you have to pay extra money for cable. You watch the African combination, you watch, I show everything is just all for $24. Nobody can miss it.
It's not only $24, but you can pay $186 for the whole round year.
Yes.
$186 for whole round year.
That's just horrible. Man, I love it. I love it. When you talk about it, look, when I get home, AB, I get relaxed in my car, take my shower. When I get home from work, I just go through all the channels. You can watch African movies, different movies.
Yes.
You need to go on YouTube. You need to go to Netflix. You watch everything right there, bro. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Liberians should just run there, and then we let promote our brother, and let keep cable and conquer all our lives, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, AB.
My brother, you're closing.
All right, folks. Life.
Yes, it can work outside of the U.S. Once you buy it, when you're traveling outside of the United States or you're traveling outside of Canada, you just carry your cable. The cable is very small. You just carry it along with you for everywhere that you want to go. Everywhere. And once you connect it, it will play. Someone is asking, how much this pay? No, the box itself is $65, and then for me, what I did, I bought the box $65. Then I was able to pay my 1 year subscription because I don't want to be on every month stuff. So I just pay my $166 for whole round 1 year, and that is something that I can watch every movies and everything, African movie and every stuff. I can be able to watch it. But go ahead.
So before I go to my closing, another question on the ITV Global Net. Does it require internet before you can use all their services?
Yeah. Is a live. So you need a strong internet, like you need Comcast or any other internet that you get. It can also work from your Wi-Fi.
Oh, through the Wi-Fi. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I wanted to know that too, just for the benefit of customers. So for example, do they have any discount now when people subscribe to a, like for example, if you sign up for a bundle, like you do the whole year, and do they offer discount instead of paying month to month?
Yeah, that is the reason why if you calculate the month to month 1 year $24, not is something saying 1 year, it will be, let me calculate that. It will be 24.99 times 12. It'll be 234.99 times 12. It will be 290 something that is almost like $300.
Mm-hmm. So it made it actually offer you a discount over $100 discount.
A discount now. They offering you $186 and some cent. $86.85. So they are offering you with that. So that means that is good.
So another question is If you have the box, how many boxes require if you wanted one TV in your bedroom, one in the living room, one in the children's room? Do you require multiple boxes, or you can use one box to do all that connection?
You can use one box, but you have to talk to the company. You have to talk to the company to tell them that you
Okay.
get two TV, that you want the services. Then there's a way that they can do that. But someone is asking whether it can be able to work in you. It can work any part of this wall, any part.
Once you have internet connectivity.
Yeah, once you have internet connectivity, it can work any part, and you can even wash. Uh, uh, Multiple boxes required. Yeah. But you can be able to talk to them. You can even wash. Say in Africa, you can even take your bags you carry to Africa. You wash it to Africa.
And then when you come in, by you bring it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me close because we already 15 minutes after 12 our local time central. So I mean, AB, Liberia is a good place to be. Let me be honest. We just need to work on it a little bit. This tension building between the government and its people, the people the government is supposed to protect and guarantee their security, this government and future government need to work on that better. Government need to have better relationship with its people. It should not just be about their partisan. We all can be in opposition, but when you become president for our nation, whether we like it or not. That's a fact. But we need to have a much more responsible, integrated, and accountable leadership. We don't have that yet. We're not saying that the government, people that work for government should be all perfect. No. But try to strive for perfection. So that the people, because our country was not already developed before the war. Liberia was not developed to any significant extent. It wasn't. So the working part of it as a result of that. Okay? I was born and raised in Lover County up to age 16, 17, around there, before I came to Morovia. We walk on path road that car never reached there. It will take up months on the market day if you go on the road to see a car. That is still happening. That is still happening. If you go outside of Monserrado County, rural Monserrado, you don't easily find motorbike. We saw people on weeks, platform the last time. So everything we're doing here, some of us, and I believe many of you too, is to make Liberia a better place for all of us. The political agitation, all these things, when the government create an enabling environment through mass employment, my brother, the tension will automatically reduce. The people say Liberian people lazy. That's true. But guess what? If you get work to Liberian people and they can get paid, the same way we get paid, yeah, all the things we're talking will drop. All the things we're talking here will drop. You know how many people can go to Washington, D.C. or New York to go protest? I go do my overtime and make money. I'm not saying people don't go there, but people that go there, it is because of different ideology. Liberia, for the most part, the ruling party and the opposition don't have no ideology issue. Because we got the single kind of mindset system. The people there that are town, the people that are not there, they're not their town. That's it. Do we really have a difference between CDC party and Unity Party and the ANC party in terms of political or philosophical ideology? The answer is no, we don't. Then what is the problem? If we cannot hire our people, if we cannot offer jobs for our people, if we cannot create development, government need to do that and give it to private sector. Private sector will hire people to work. There will be no way that we will reduce poverty in Liberia without getting the people to work. It's not going to work. When people are sleeping hungry, you can give them anything, they will hold it. And that's what we see now. Just where they didn't create that. This thing have been building up little by little, little by little. But Joanna is in charge, my people. The citizen is in charge. Citizen need to start to work on it. So the work on the small, we drop it to the next government. Whether they will stay there for the banner 2 years, whether they will get another 6 years, that's not my issue. It must just be transparent and free and fair. Anyway, they stop, the other government pick it up. They say government are continuing with it. All the fire damage, how they call it, Donald Trump cause, Joe Biden fixing it. Small is better than doing nothing. Okay? So my people, we too, we just like you. Sometimes we serious, sometimes we talk some fun, and sometimes we share joke, and sometimes we share history. Whether you call it trash talk, you call it trash talk, that doesn't even worry me. It doesn't even move me because I'm just like you. I'm Liberian too. So I wish you two could have some platform and try to do this after you clock out from your regular clock. So we want to say thank you again that tonight you follow us, you listen to us, and you posted your comment. And we read everything almost. Whenever we make mistakes somewhere, when we come back, we're trying to correct our mistakes. So without much ado, I want to say thank you very much for following us, for listening to us. Those of you that are under my voice right now, our voice, and those of you that will come later, we want to say thank you, and thank you plenty. Have a nice night and have a nice morning, depending where you are. It'll be back to you.
You know, Francis, that is the reason why I was able to make that decisive and calculative decisions for me, for this platform to be our platform for us to serve the Liberian people, because I know you not only in the United States, because I know you from back home, from our earlier days. So I know you, and I believe in you. Trust me, there have been a lot of guys that wanted to be my co-host. I look at them, they are not correct. I said no. But with you, I decided for us to do this together. Not only for me to have control, but for you to also get control. And very soon, you'll be having a full-fledged control as I do. So, as our audience, we know that not everything that we will say here that will go down well with you. We know that. But at least that some of our analysis can be factual. 99% of our analysis can be factual. 99% of the thing that we say here is what are happening. And it is the reason why that talk show have becomes one of, you know what it means for someone to be consistent for 4 years without even breaking?
And you're not getting paid for it anyway.
And you're not getting
it's not a business.
But you're spending your own money. Because for the phone name to be the phone number that you guys can call, we pay a bill for that too. Do you think that the software that we use here, we pay a bill for that too? So we're doing this thing because this is what we believe in. We are not getting paid for anywhere. So we know that you guys, amen, my brother, you asked me for the global net number. I posted the number. Then you asked me again, is there a number to call global net? I posted the number. Or you want for me to post it again? I posted
Just call the number. Some people like to hear. It just call it to them so they can have it. Let me call it if they can hear me. It's 877-887-5638. 877-887-5638. That's a global 9 number right there. Call them tomorrow or maybe right now. I don't know, but
you can call them right now.
You can call them right now, so you can start a conversation from there.
You know, this is something that we believe in. This is something that we know we cannot do it all. But I just want to be grateful to the Almighty God for my friend and brother who joined me in making the talk show a successful one. We know that to become a talk show is that it's only because we have to do a thorough research in things that we say, because we don't want to for our audience. That is the reason why when we are on other Flagajet talk show, when they're on, people can leave from there to come here. Because of the information that we give. We say things that other people don't say on their talk show. We release information that other people does not release. So on that note, I am grateful. And to be friend with you, friends, I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you to be able to join us on the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. You are a hero. You are contributing to the growth and development of our country.
Thank you.
And I like your analysis every time. Every time when we are analyzing the issue, you take a stand, you take a definitive stand against certain. It is not all the time that you and myself have to come here, we'll be on the same line. No. There are some topics that we are discussed. You go on a different road, I go on a different road. And that is the beauty of the Magnificent Abraka talk show. Like other talk show, the one, as they say, the co-host should be saying, everything should be hallelujah, amen. For us, it is not like that. And I just want to tell you thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, AB.
Good night.